What's up, guys? This is Karuzu from Karuzu's Gaming Reactions, and I'm back with another video. This time I'll be reviewing the Orville. This is Season 2, Episode 3. Title of the episode is called Home. And this episode is all about Alara Katan. She basically showing signs that her strength is deteriorating as she's been serving aboard the Orville. And we first find out her strength is deteriorating because she's arm wrestling Isaac in the cafeteria area, and when he beats her, and they're supposed to be equal in strength, but he beats her, and when he does, he breaks her arm. So she goes to sick bay, and Dr. Finn tells her that her strength is deteriorating, and if she doesn't go home, it may never come back. She would just be a regular human in Earth's gravity. And there's some science behind that, which is, that's what I like about the Orville, is that there's science. So you would imagine a planet like Celea being an actual bigger planet, and this is where the science comes in. You can imagine, let's say Celea, just for all intents and purposes, is the size of Jupiter, but it's an Earth-like planet. Any humans or humanoid people that may develop there would be incredibly strong. Why? Because the size of the planet. The bigger the planet, the bigger the gravity. Where on Earth we have 1g gravity, and we have regular strength. Just what we know as regular strength. But if we developed on Jupiter and went to another planet, then our strength would be far superior than anyone else's. Now on Celea, that's not true because everybody lives on that planet, so everybody is the same. But once you step outside of that gravity well, your strength multiplies, 100-fold or maybe more, because of the planet size and how that's my theory, but I believe there's sound science behind that, so that was kind of cool to see in the show. Anyway, so she breaks her arm, and she has to go home, and she does. And when she gets there, she's not wanting to be there. It's just not something. She's not really on good terms with her parents, and her father in particular, she really doesn't get along with. He's stubborn, big-headed, and he's excellent. If I can say that, because it's played by the wonderful Robert Picardo. So I was excited, to say the least, to see the banter back and forth between the two of them. And then I got, much to my surprise, which I knew he was going to be in this season, but I just didn't realize he was going to be in this episode. John Billingsley, guys, was in this episode. And if you guys don't know who John Billingsley is, that is Dr. Phlox from Star Trek Enterprise. I was so pleasantly surprised. And even his wife, the lady who playing John Billingsley's wife on this episode, has played on Star Trek Enterprise. She played an episode when she was a doctor. I recognized her, and I was like, wow. So he's got, sort of like a reunion going on. It was really, really awesome. I was geeking out, yo. But this episode was fantastic in its visual execution, and it was very Star Trek-esque, and the way it was delivered in terms of the flow of the story, the way it was told, it reminds you of TNG, and it reminds you of Deep Space Nine. So it was just really, really good. And I know it seems like I say this every week about the Orville, but that's not true. If I come across an episode I don't like, then hey, I'll give a fair review. And I'm telling you, this episode was fantastic. And I'll say again, you guys need to watch it. If you're not a fan of the Orville, please go and try to watch it. Because Alara Katan was a beloved character on the show. She will be missed. This is her last episode. So they did like a, sort of a send-off for her at the end of this episode. What was really cool, she gave Ed Mercer, Seth MacFarlane's character, a present before she left. and when he opened it, it was a jar of pickles. And if you remember back in the first episode, first season, where he was telling Laura all the time, "Open this jar of pickles, open this jar of pickles for me," and I just thought it was a real touching moment, and it was such a tearjerker when she was leaving and giving everybody hugs. This was very, very well executed, guys. This is what you dream about with sci-fi. It's episodic, but it was long enough for you to involve yourself into, envelop in the story, and it completely encapsulates you. And even like when John Billingsley is the villain in this story, and even when he gets to do his own thing, gets ready to do his own thing, you know, you're so into the story at that point. You're just invested in what happens, and that's what this really reminded me of. I thought it was just fantastic, guys. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I give it 100 out of 100 in terms of its grade, and I'm really excited for next week. So anyway, guys, if you like my review and my recap of the Orville episode 3, season 2 episode 3, don't hesitate. Leave a like for me, and if you're finding me for the first time, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And we'll see you next time. This is Caruso from Caruso's Gaming Reactions. And stay tuned, because next week I'll be doing another review for the Orville. Later, guys.